Opening weekend 2004 is upon us on the 40-year sim. I am Nutty Sports Gamer. We'll be checking out all 29 teams, getting a glimpse of them all, their rosters, check out offseason transactions. Let's not waste any more time. We got the Cavaliers and the Knicks. Here are the starting lineups for both teams. We'll check out the rosters in more detail right about now. Cavaliers have Terrell Brandon, Reggie Miller, Scottie Pippen, Tyrone Hill, Dale Davis, Eldon Campbell, Chris Mills. Mostly, I think everybody's back from last season, right? Samaki Walker, he was there last season. Alvin Williams, he's now in the rotation. He was deep in the bench last time. And then Carlos Delpino, he was drafted by the Cavaliers. So that is the Cavs. Kirk Heinrich is the point guard of the Knicks. You got Quentin Richardson, Richard Jefferson, Joe Smith, Chris Mims, Stacey Augmon coming off the bench. BJ Armstrong. Not much change here. Obviously, Heinrich is a rookie. Got Chris Gatling, Dino Raja. They signed him the offseason, as well as Shannon Anderson. That pretty much is the Knicks roster for the 04 season, at least to begin the season. So those are the teams. Let's get a nice look at this game. We're in the third quarter. 73-59. Terrell Brandon gets a three-pointer to start things off. Now we got Brandon passing it to Reggie Miller. Can't make that three. Dale Davis with the dunk. A 9-point lead for the Knicks. Joe Smith in the post, making a basket with Tyrone Hill defending him. Scottie Pippen gets a layup cutting across baseline. Right. Check out a replay of Pippen. Now it's 77-66, and Pippen gets a dunk for the Cavs. 8 minutes left to go in the third. We got Quentin Richardson to Richard Jefferson. Back to Q Rich for the three. Now we got Reggie Miller handling the ball. Steps back, sinks the three-pointer. 9-point game. Reggie Miller with a missed shot there. The Knicks on the fast break. Richard Jefferson to Q Rich for three. Good. Knicks maintain a double-digit lead. Got a basket there by the Cavs. But then Richard Jefferson to Chris Mim for the basket and the foul. Game never gets close, unfortunately. 124-103, but that's two teams. That's two teams. 27 teams left to check out. Here are some transactions that happened. Lorenzen Wright going from the Jazz to the Bulls for some draft picks. Jamal Magloire going from the Rockets to the Kings for Rod Grizzard in a couple of seconds. Sean Kemp, J.R. Bremer, and Elmore Spencer going to the Sixers for Kurt Thomas, Mehmet Okur, Andres Nocioni, and 2 first-round picks. So that's a big one. Sean Kemp is now on the Sixers. The Sonics, Kenny Thomas, Jonathan Bender, and Alvin Jones are on the Jazz for Juan Dixon, Ronald Dupree, Marcus Fizer. Actually, I think some of those guys got moved after that. Yeah, Marcus Fizer was moved to the Suns from Melvin Ely and a second-round pick. Tom Gugliotta traded from the Wizards to the Jazz for Kenny Thomas and multiple seconds. Kenny Anderson traded to the Nuggets for Michael Williams in a couple of seconds. So Kenny Anderson no longer on the Celtics because, well, we'll see later. Hornets traded Steve Francis to the Nuggets for Kenny Anderson in a top 10 protected pick. So the Steve Francis experiment is over in New Orleans after 1 year. Spurs traded Sean Elliott in multiple seconds for Rafe LaFrentz and a first-round pick. So the hope there for the Suns is that Sean Elliott's veteran experience can help lift that team that's mostly consisting of young players and rookies. Bulls traded Greg Ostertag to the Hornets for Vitaly Potapenko and a couple of seconds. So the Hornets trying to shore up their front court. Magic traded Rodney Rogers for P.J. Brown. P.J. Brown getting to be the starting center in Orlando. Should be interesting. And then you got Ben Wallace, Doug Christie, Wally Zerbiak going from the Raptors to the Hornets for God Shamgod, Jamal Mashburn, and Katina Mobley. That's a kind of a big one too. Cal Corver's going to the Raptors. Leandro Barbosa to the Grizzlies. You might wonder why. I want to make sure they get into the rotation. They weren't going to be in the rotation for the Bulls, so I wanted to make sure they got some playing time. So I moved them for some future seconds. Here's the Suns roster. Tony Parker is the starting point guard. Michael Redd at the 2 guard spot. Sean Elliott, Amari Stoudemire, and Chris Bosh. I don't know how this is going to go. We're going to try it. Stoudemire and Bosh in the front court. We'll see how it works. They're both very young players, inexperienced. James Posey coming off the bench. Kevin Ollie, Marcus Fizer, Kwame Brown coming off the bench as well. Earl Watson, Darius Miles, Udonis Haslem. There's too many players on this team. We'll see about the Suns. They got too much going on there. Stephon Marbury, point guard of the Timberwolves still. Ron Harper's still there, at almost 40 years old. Ron Artest, Jermaine O'Neal, Antonio Davis, Sean Bradley, Morris Peterson should get even more playing time than he did before. He might even start over the course of the season, depending how Ron Artest does. Eddie Griffin, D. Brown, Chris Smith, and the bench guys. So that's the Wolves. They've been a perennial playoff team at this point. We'll see how that continues as we see Chris Bosh getting his first bucket, at least in this sim that we've seen. It's 73-68. We got Michael Redd making a 3 for the Suns. 8-point lead. Ron Harper with a miss. Dale Davis makes that basket. No, Antonio Davis makes that basket for the Wolves. Woof, that was a big mistake. Chris Bosh missing a shot there for the Suns. And we got Stephon Marbury to Jermaine O'Neal for the dunk. 78-72. Ron Artest misses that shot. Rebound Suns, who are up by 6. Posey to Amari Stoudemire for the alley-oop. 3 minutes left. Marbury drive into the hoop, making it a 6-point game. And noteworthy, we're in the new Suns court as we see Marbury with another basket. This is the first time we're seeing the Suns court look like this, and it looks pretty damn cool if you ask me. Marbury with another basket, tying the game up at 80. And folks, there's 13 seconds left to go. Let's see how Marbury does right here. He drives, he spins, he makes the shot with 4 seconds left. What can the Suns do? Well, they have some time. Tony Parker, deep 3, air ball. Not the best shot choice. Not the best decision. Wolves win thanks to Stephon Marbury's heroics. And let's check out the box score. 19-10 for Amari Stoudemire. And 12 for Tony Parker. 23-11 for Jermaine O'Neal. 22 points for Stephon Marbury. And there is Chris Bosh making his debut in the NBA for the Phoenix Suns. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Pacers, Eric Snow, Michael Finley, Jerry Stackhouse, Terry Mills, Eric Dampier is the starting 5. Got Nazir Mohammed, Oliver Miller coming off the bench, Devin George, he's getting playing time, Corey Alexander, Anthony Parker, and there's the end of bench guys. Meanwhile, the Bulls, Jay Williams, Jason Richardson, Shane Battier, Zach Randolph, Zebo, Lorenzen Wright, who they got from the Jazz, Victor Alexander, Troy Hudson is the backup point for the Bulls. I'm excited about this team. I'm liking how this Bulls team is coming together, and brought in a veteran in Lorenzen Wright to try to bring some veteran leadership to the squad. They also got some veterans on the bench, like Alexander, who's been there for a couple of years. Daniel Marshall's there. Mookie Blaylock's there. Vitaly Potapenko is there. So a nice mix of veterans and young players. Zaza Pachulia maybe at some point becomes a starter. Maybe not this season, but down the road. But I'm really fascinated by this squad. I really think they could be interesting. We'll see if they can make a playoff push, playoff run, maybe. We'll see if they can get that far. Meanwhile, the Pacers, Eric Snow to Eric Dampier, makes a basket there. Pacers were in the playoffs last year. They re-signed most of their guys. Michael Finley with a dunk right there. The hope is that they can continue making the playoffs, as we see Shane Battier making a jump shot there. Terry Mills to Michael Finley. makes the jumper for the Pacers. The problem with the Pacers, though, they're very thin. And there's a lot of money between those four guys at the top. As we see a basket by Shane Battier there. 89-88. Jason Richardson with a nice, powerful dunk for Chicago. They take the lead. Michael Finley to Eric Dampier, who makes that basket, draws the foul. 92-90. Pacers with a 2-point lead. Jerry Stackhouse to Eric Snow. Ball finds its way to Finley, to Stackhouse, who makes that basket. 4-point game. Jerry Stackhouse to Finley, who misses the jumper. Lorenzen Wright with the rebound. 83 seconds left to go, and we got Richardson with a nice move. Nice layup. Tie game at 94. Richardson pulls up for three now. Misses. And we got a rebound. Pacers. Jerry Stackhouse taking the ball up court, passing it to Michael Finley, who pump fakes that makes that shot. 2-point game. Let's see how the Bulls respond. We got a jump ball situation here. And we got the Bulls receiving the jump ball. And then Shane Battier making that three. He is becoming a weapon from outside. Nice to see that. Also a hell of a defender. I really like this Bulls team. They're really they got a lot of fun two-way guys. And no obvious superstar, but Jason Richardson certainly plays like one when we jump into games. And then you got Zebo, who's not out there. Zebo's not out there. I'm hoping to see some Zebo this season in a big way. I want to see Zach Randolph really pop off, as the kids say. Do they still say that? I'm not even sure. 97-96, 99-96. Pacers have a chance to tie this game. Let's see if they can do that. We got Eric Snow to Dampier to Terry Mills for three. No. Rebound Bulls, and they win the game, 99-96. Yeah, there's a lot to be excited about. Chicago feels like they've had a nice rebuild. The Pacers, we'll see if their choice to re-sign all those guys pays off for them. Again, not the deepest roster, and Terry Mills is kind of old to be the starting power forward. So there's definitely some questions there. Wizards, Gilbert Arenas, Ricky Davis starting two guard. Got Mike Miller, Al Harrington, Yao Ming, Daryl Armstrong coming off the bench, along with Randy Woods, Kenny Thomas, Derek Anderson, Dan Lange, Michael Petrus. Who else is on this team? Who cares? Charlie Ward, Joe Johnson on the Jazz, Tayshaun Prince as well, Kenyon Martin, Chris Kaman is the rookie center now on the squad. Tom Gugliotta, Damon Jones. It's been a while, Last time they made the playoffs was 95, but I feel like slowly but surely this team has come together. And Gugliotta coming off the bench is low-key pretty big. I'm liking that. Rafer Alston as well, Jonathan Bender, Brian Skinner. Then they have some really interesting Alvin Jones, Drew Gooden, Matt Barnes, Mo Williams, and Josh Howard. Eventually those guys should make the rotation at some point, either this year or next. But yeah, Jazz got Kaman making his first basket on screen. 82-64, Jazz up big. Yao Ming making a basket for Washington. Both these teams, I'm pretty happy with how they're developing. But the Jazz especially, because they got a lot of great defenders. Basically, they're building a team where Joe Johnson can be ISO Joe, right? Chris Kaman making a basket there. So he could be ISO Joe, and then there's all this defense around him. That's kind of the plan for the Jazz. We see Charlie Ward making a three. 8.5 minutes left to go in the fourth. We're just checking out some highlights of these teams. We see a missed shot by Tayshaun Prince. We see Ricky Davis making a basket for the Wizards. Charlie Ward to Joe Johnson for three. Ward isn't the most exciting point guard to have, but he's solid, reliable defender who can shoot threes, and that's kind of what the Jazz need. Is we see Yao Ming making a basket. He's not the long-term plan for the Jazz. He's more of a stopgap. As we see Yao Ming, another basket for him. How about Tayshaun Prince with a basket for the Jazz? They win 100-92. Gilbert Arenas with 31, 22 for Yao Ming, 22 for Kenyon Martin, and we are moving on, folks. We got the Mavericks, Andre Miller, Wesley Person, Turkoglu, Larry Johnson, Jesus Christ, Dikembe Mutombo, Roy Marble, Tony Delk, Tim Legler, Kenny Green, Carlos Rogers, and Milicic. Probably not going to see any playing time. Jamal Tinsley, Ray Allen, Paul Pierce, Lamar Odom, Brian Grant, Billy Owens, and some bench players. I went too fast, but if you pause the screen, you can see who else is on the team. Celtics, though, Billy Owens missing the jumper there. Grant. Wow, I can't talk. I'm talking too fast, that's why. Grant makes that basket. I gotta slow down. I gotta slow down. Larry Johnson with the dunk for the Mavericks. Lamar Odom. Sorry, this is too slow. To Billy Owens, to Ray Allen for 3. Tie game at 91. Billy Owens can't make that shot, but gets his own rebound. Gets the putback. 93-91. Boston with the lead. Larry Johnson with another basket. He always does that gesture after every shot. Loves it. Ray Allen, jumper. Turkoglu can't make that shot. Brian Grant with the rebound. And here come the Celtics. Billy Owens with a dunk. 97-93. I feel like we see Paul Pierce at some point. He comes out eventually. I looked up and I was like, wait, why isn't Paul Pierce out there? Ray Allen with a 3. Or did I? Maybe I don't know if I. Sometimes I intervene though. When I see this happening, and I actually notice in the middle of work, I try to at least get the starters in there that aren't in there. Lamar Odom with the basket there. And I guess we won't even see Paul Pierce. We'll see. We'll see plenty of Paul Pierce this season. Don't worry about that. 106-97. Turkoglu with 35 points, though. He's still Turkish Larry Bird. That's not changing for the Mavericks. So pretty cool stuff there. But we'll see how the Mavericks hold up. Larry Johnson and Mutombo. Quite an old front court duo. Lakers. Jason Hart, Kobe Bryant, Brian Russell, Adono Foyle, Shaq. That's starting 5. They were very successful last year, at least in the regular season. And I kind of liked that the goal was to make sure Kobe and Shaq got plenty of touches, were able to score a lot, and that's kind of what this starting 5 allows them to do. So that's really the goal with that. David Wesley, Tony Dumas, Randy White, Matt Maloney, Carlos Williamson, John Barry is the roster for the Lakers. You got Sam Cassell, Tracy McGrady on the Magic, Grant Hill, Christian Laettner, P.J. Brown, Carlos Arroyo, Steven Jackson, Luke Longley, Dan Marley, Thunder Dan, Keith Kloss, Cheney, Ruffin, Steve Blake, Keith Bogan. So 89-71. Again, we're just checking out some highlights. Tracy McGrady with a dunk. Just trying to see these two teams, and then we can move on. Shaq with a dunk for the Lakers. We got Jason Hart, kind of a cast off from Washington. Shaq with the alley-oop. We got Kobe Bryant driving, dunking the ball. Magic don't look too good in this particular game against the Lakers, but the Lakers are pretty good. Grant Hill does make that three ball. And Hart gets the screen. Passing it to Shaq. Throws the ball to the wrong man. And Grant Hill will make that powerful dunk. 17-point game. Jason Hart to Shaq with another ferocious dunk. Now we got Tracy McGrady. Let's see if he can get on the basket and get out of here. T-Mac with the basket. I think we have like another Kobe dunk somewhere. Kobe Bryant pivoting. Jason Hart making a basket. I know we okay, never mind. I thought we ended it with a Kobe dunk, but I guess we don't. 109-98 is the final score there. 41-15 for Shaq. And let's keep going. Let's keep rolling. Keep rolling. Sixers. Nick Van Exel, Eddie Jones, Glenn Robinson, Sean Kemp, Marcus Camby, Chucky Atkins, Aaron McKee, Elmer Spencer, Ron Mercer, Vladimir Radmanovich, and David West and Pavlovich are the reserves. Then on the Hawks, you got Chauncey Billups, Allen Iverson, Bruce Bowen, Tim Duncan, Isaac Austin, Willie Burton coming off the bench. Who's Jay Williams? Oh, frick. I'm trying to scroll down, damn it. I captured this a while ago. But yeah, Willie Burton, and then Jamal Williams. Is that who that is? Jerome Williams. I think it's Jerome Williams. Jerome Williams, right? Please just scroll down. Don't make me cut. Don't make me edit this when I don't want to. Anyway, let me just vamp about. Okay, Jerome Williams, Robert Pack, Malik Sealy probably beneath Robert Pack. Yes, and then Jimmy Feck. Yeah, that's pretty much the same team as last year. But the Sixers with Sean Kemp. You know, I didn't want to quite give up on this squad, the nucleus of this team, and we see a three-pointer there for Eddie Jones. Camby with a dunk at 76-71. I remember what happened when Danny Manning really lit up on the Sixers, as we see Nick Van Exel making a jumper there. Allen Iverson with a missed shot there. And so I figured Sean Kemp might bring a nice spark to this Sixers squad. As we see a layup there by Eddie Jones. Here's Sean Kemp with the reverse jam. He's getting a bit old, but I feel like he still has some juice left in him. In the Sixers, we got to see them do something before we decide to pick this team apart, as they're getting kind of old. A lot of these guys are in their 30s or approaching 30. Sean Kemp making a dunk there. He's like 33 years old. Nick Van Exel's like 32. He makes a three ball there. So time is running out for the Sixers team. They haven't really done much. You know, they made the conference finals once in '99, and then really nothing since. AI with a three there. So yeah, we'll see what Sean Kemp does for this team. You see Bruce Bowen with the basket there. Checking out a replay of Bowen in the fast break. Sean Kemp to Eddie Jones for three. 7-point lead for the Sixers at that point. Final score 99-91. 37 for Iverson. But the Hawks lost. Spurs, Khaled Reeves, John Starks, Jim Jackson, signed as a free agent, Antoine Walker, David Robinson, Rafe LaFrentz, Gary Trent. The Spurs team is, not in the best spot right now, but they got a lot of guys who are going to be free agents next year. We'll decide. We'll see what they decide to do with the cap space. David Robinson, is he going to retire after this year? Are they going to try and make this is kind of a weird year for them. Jose Calderon coming off the bench, Trenton Hassel as well, Blue Edwards, Chanel Scott. I don't expect the Spurs to be that great, but I don't want to rob them of their future assets just to make them great. You know what I mean? Abdul Ralph, Kerry Kittles, Bonzi Wells, Kurt Thomas, Scott Pollard, Mehmet Okur, Nocioni, Bobby Jackson, Rick Hasner, etc., etc. That's the Sonics, as we see Bonzi Wells to Scott Pollard to Kerry Kittles, who misses that shot. Pollard with the rebound and putback, 85-75 in the fourth quarter. Yeah, the Sonics are starting to break their team down a little bit. So see a three ball there by Khaled Reeves. Abdul Ralph is still there. You got Kerry Kittles with the three there. Abdul Ralph now with the ball. Passing it to Kurt Thomas for the dunk. Yeah, the hope is that this Sonics team can still be very competitive. Still be, hopefully, a playoff caliber team. Pollard with a dunk there. But they got some young players like Mehmet Okur coming off the bench. Nocioni. Got a basket there by Abdul Ralph. Kerry Kittles with the pump fake. And another basket. Yeah, so yeah, we'll see if the Supersonics should take another step towards a rebuild, or do they just need to are they still pretty damn good and they just need maybe they need some roster improvements to be a really good West team. I'm not quite sure where they're at right now, so we're just kind of we're just checking them out. We're seeing over the course of the season how good the Sonics can be. But the Spurs, on the other hand, as we see Jim Jackson making a shot, I'm not quite sure the Spurs are going to be all that good this year. And we're just they're kind of stuck. They're kind of stuck with where they're at, the roster, unless they want to give up some assets to give up some, John Starks or Antoine Walker, or, you know what I mean? So, yeah, that's kind of where these teams are as we see a jumper there for the Spurs. This is a close game, so let's focus on that for now. So see Kurt Thomas with the rebound. Abdul Ralph with the jumper for the Sonics. They take the lead, 93-92. Khalid Reeves with the jumper there for the Spurs, 96-93. Abdul Ralph can't make that shot, but Kurt Thomas gets the putback. I just realized he's wearing number 40, which almost certainly will get retired by when Sean Kemp gets retired. When Sean Kemp retires. But I guess we'll just... I completely forgot about that. Oops. LaFrance with the dunk for the Spurs, 98-97. 40 seconds left to go. Abdul Rauf with the finger roll there. Not a finger roll. That was more of a floater. 101-98. Let's see if the Spurs have any magic in them. Antoine Walker pump fakes, then misses the jumper there. We got a rebound. Sonics. And this game is over. 105-101. Two teams that are, kind of in some uncertainty with both teams. We'll see how they do over the course of the season, what decisions they decide to make. The Heat, Gary Payton, Kendall Gill, Gerald Wallace, Rodney Rogers, Alonzo Mourning, Clifford Robinson, Jay Edwards, Tyus Edney, Maurice Taylor, Stanley Roberts. A team that very much needs to make a move if they really want to stay competitive at the top of the East. You got Mike Bibby on the Raptors with Cuttino Mobley, Jamal Mashburn, Carlos Boozer, Pau Gasol, God Shamgod, Sabalos, Kyle Korver, Boris Diaw, Nanan Kristic, and etc. The Raptors, let's make the playoffs for the love of God. So see a steal. Gary Payton with the layup here. We're just trying. I hope. I feel like this team should be good enough to make the playoffs. We'll see if that happens for the Raptors. Meanwhile, Payton still got the goods as we are in the very beginning of the game, first quarter. Rodney Rogers with a nice dunk there for the Heat, and there's a three or a long two by Gary Payton. 9-0. Jamal Mashburn, his first. Nope, never mind. Pau Gasol makes that basket after a rebound. So we still haven't seen Jamal Mashburn's first point as a Raptor yet. We got a dunk there, though, for the Alonzo Mourning, and there's really not much to see this game, at least so far. Yeah, we'll see. I think we'll see more Raptors. Actually, I'm not sure. I'll have to check. I think we see a few Raptors games this season. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we do. 118-87 is the final score there. We'll definitely see the Heat for sure. I just don't remember how much Raptors we see. Clippers, Penny Hardaway, Larry Hughes, Peja Stojakovic, Chris Webber, Vlade Divac, same old. Eaton Thomas, Churchwell, Lionel Simmons, Bryson Daly, Doug Overton, Ty Lue off the bench, Perk is a reserve. The Kings, wow, we're going really fast. Shit. That was too fast. From what I saw briefly there, Derek Fisher, Antonio Daniels, Carmelo Anthony, Andre Karolinko, Jamal Magloire. I think Derek 3D Scott is on the team as well, coming off the bench. Larry Hughes makes a jumper there for the Clippers. We got Fisher holding on to the ball. The wing receives a screen. Then Antonio Daniels makes a shot there. The three-pointer. Derek Fisher pump fakes, then misses. Divac with the rebound. We got Penny Hardaway spinning, passing it to Stojakovic for three. 9-3 is the score now. It's Carmelo Anthony, his debut. There's the jumper. There's his first basket in the NBA. There's Carmelo Anthony for three. So already he's got 5 points in this game. His very first game in the NBA. As you see Stojakovic with the jumper. He's not going to have any problem scoring, that's for sure. Magloire with a dunk and a foul. Larry Hughes with a jumper. And then we got Stojakovic to Larry Hughes with the basket and the foul. 15-11. Larry Hughes passing it to Stojakovic. Now to Penny Hardaway with the miss. But Chris Webber is right there for the putback. 18-11 with 5 minutes left to go now. So you see Bryson Daly with the basket. Carmelo Anthony with the basket. He's looking good. Here's Anthony again. This time we got a miss. And a rebound. Clippers. Penny. The alley-oop to Bison Daly, and I don't think this game is going to get competitive. So we could probably say goodbye to all these guys. But there you have it. 111.77 is the final score there. Carmelo Anthony had 23 points for his NBA debut. Carmelo, LeBron, Dwayne Wade, and Chris Bosh. We'll be seeing a lot of them in the next episode. We're really going to focus on those guys in the following episode. So I hope you're looking forward to that. Yeah, that'd be fun. Bucks, Jason Terry, Ginobili, Mike Dunleavy, Dirk Nowitzki, Tyson Chandler, Stromile Swift, Earl Boykins, Jamal Crawford, John Wallace, Brian Cardinal. That's their roster. Pistons, Baron Davis, Latrell Sprewell, Brent Barry, Kevin Garnett, Brad Miller, Jim McElvain, Chris Carr. Hubert Davis, I think, is below Chris Carr, if I am not mistaken. Yes? No, Paulo Prigioni, of course. Then Hubert Davis, Howard Isley, Bobby Phils, Rashard Lewis, probably not going to see, or no, not Reggie Lewis, for crying out loud. Probably not going to see any playing time. 85-67, let's just get a taste of these teams. Latrell Sprewell to Kevin Garnett with the basket. 85-69. Spree with the jumper there for Detroit. Now it's a 14-point game. Baron Davis to Sprewell, who makes that three. Now it's an 11-point game all of a sudden. Jason Terry to Dirk. Oh, never mind. Steal. And how about a Brent Barry miss? But Kevin Garnett's right there for the putback and draws the foul. All of a sudden it's an 8-point game as Baron Davis is going to make that shot for the Detroit Pistons. And now it's a 6-point game. Dunleavy misses that jumper, falling down. Pistons with the ball back. They're on a run. They're on a pretty crazy run. And we got Latrell Sprewell with the floater. 85-81 all of a sudden. With plenty of time left. Kevin Garnett makes the dunk there. It's 85-83. Baron Davis guarded by Jason Terry with the alley-oop to Latrell Sprewell. And now it's 87-85. The Pistons have taken the lead with less than 4 minutes left to go. Manu Ginobili to Dirk for the basket there. Tie game, but Kevin Garnett with the slam. Back to the Bucks. Ginobili. Dirk with a nice jumper there. Tie game at 89. Baron Davis spins. Passes it to Garnett for the basket. 91. Yawning, sorry, I'm tired. Okay. Ginobili, dunk. Tie game at 91. Garnett to Baron Davis with the miss. McElvain there for the putback. 93-91. Pistons with the lead. Dirk Nowitzki misses, but Tyson Chandler's right there. Eventually gets a basket for the Milwaukee Bucks. Now it's 95-93. 37 seconds left to go, and Jason Terry is going to get a screen. Pass it back out to Dirk for three. That would have been a game changer. But unfortunately, he misses the shot. And now the Pistons with some free throws. Correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't it 85-67? The Bucks were winning this game. Jesus. They only scored 8 points the whole quarter. We saw it. We saw, man. We saw that shit. Jason Kidd, Allen Houston, Isaiah Rutter, Anton Jamison, Juwan Howard starting five for the Warriors. We've already seen the Hawks roster, so we don't need to see that again. But we see Anton Jamison making his first basket as a Warrior. And here's another one. The hope here is that he could fill the void that Karl Malone left behind as Jason Kidd makes that jumper. Karl Malone retired. Jamison. Yeah, they signed him in free agency as he makes another jumper. For the Warriors, Jason Kidd gets a steal there. Here he is driving, passing it to Juwan Howard for the dunk. 91-74. We got Juwan Howard for three. That's good. And when you see that, it's time to just close up shop. 107-85 is final score there. That's the Warriors We got to keep going. I mean, when you got 20 now, you got 29 teams to look at. Here's another one: Hornets, Kenny Anderson, Dwayne Wade, Doug Christie, Rashard Lewis, Ben Wallace, Rod Strickland back on the Hornets, but this time they're in New Orleans. Wally Zerbiak, Greg Ostertag, Sharon Wright, Caron Butler, right? Okay. Anderson, Kenny Anderson to Ben Wallace for the basket. Nope, never mind. Rashard Lewis for the 3. There you go. That's better. 3 is better than 2 after all. Let's jump into the fourth quarter. It's a huge blowout, but I want to see some of this game. Damn it. Ben Wallace makes a basket, a tip in there. 97-60. How about a jumper by Doug Christie? And a missed shot there for the Hornets. Did we not see Dwayne Wade in this game? I guess we don't. We don't really see much Dwayne Wade, unfortunately. I definitely won't advertise it as being a big part of this game. Or this video, I should say. But we will see him in the next episode, I promise you. Okay? Nets. Steve Nash, Sean Leonard, Sean Marion, and Tony McDyess. Zydrunas Ilgauskas, Tony Kukoc, J.R. Reed, Malik Allen, Jeff McInnes, Frankie King, Robert Traylor, and etc. Luis Scola off the bench, Willie Green. That's the Nets. We're watching him against the Heat. We've already seen their roster. And Ilgauskas can't make a damn basket. Finally, he does. 92-91. This is a close game, so hopefully you can see how it unfolds. Steve Nash misses that shot for New Jersey. And now here come the Heat. Gary Payton with the dunk and the fast break. Now Payton, guarded by Steve Nash, gets the screen. Three-pointer, Rodney Rogers, that's good, in the corner. 97-91. That's something that Rodney Rogers brings to this team that P.J. Brown couldn't bring. So see Sean Marion with a basket there. Steve Nash to Sean Marion with the 3. P.J. Brown's also getting kind of old, and he's starting to regress, so it's a good time to give this Heat team a new look, and eventually they got to start to get younger if they want to stay competitive, because their team was getting pretty old. Clifford Robinson, for example, is like 36, 37 years old. Eventually, it's going to be time to move on from some of these guys. Lonzo Mourning with the basket there. This game is over. 109-98 is the final score there. The Heat did most of the work. The Nets didn't really show us much in this game, unfortunately. But that's it. That's that game. Here come the Nuggets. Steve Francis, Steve Smith, LeBron James, Reggie Evans, Vin Baker, Tim Hardaway, Brewer, Bryant Reeves, Jeffries, Harpring, etc. Let's watch them against the Pistons. We see a basket there for I think that was Reggie Evans. Now we got LeBron James, double team, turns around, makes that jumper. The first basket for LeBron James in the NBA. Now it's 13-4. We got a pass to LeBron. He gets the screen, pulls it for the jumper, sinks it. LeBron looking good as a Nugget. How about a rebound and a dunk by Vin Baker there? 15-8. LeBron James missing a 3. But then Steve Francis gets the rebound and makes the layup. You got anything? I feel like we definitely see more of this game. Even though, again, blowout. 64-33. Good Lord. Good Lord. Are you serious? Steve Francis misses a 3. Vin Baker with dunk. 64-35. Francis, Stevie franchise, destroys franchises. At least in the sim. Seems that way. LeBron James to Vin Baker to Steve Smith for a jumper there. And I don't know if we have much more of this game that we can see. But again, we're going to be seeing plenty of LeBron. You're going to be sick of him by the end of the next episode. I promise you. But that's a little taste. That's a little taste of LeBron James. Who, he was 4 for 19. It was his first game. If there was Reddit or Twitter at the time, they'd be LOLing all over the place at his debut performance. But instead, there were like message boards and whatever else 2003 had. I don't think MySpace was around yet in 2003. Here's the Grizzlies. Come on, Nutty Sports Gamer. I remember the roster though. Keith Van Horn with a jumper there. Theo Ratliff. Jason Williams, White Chocolate, Vince Carter, Jalen Rose, Corey McGinnis coming off the bench. That's pretty much all you need to know. Samuel Dillon Bear off the bench too. Vince Carter with a dunk for Memphis, 10-6. Now we got Jason Williams to Keith Van Horn for 3. 12-9 is the score now. How about White Chocolate passing it to Vince Carter for the jumper, 15-11. That's also, we got a little glimpse of the Memphis court that we're only going to be seeing this year. This court only exists for this year, and then they have a whole new look. So, hope you enjoy it. Meanwhile, this game is still close in the fourth quarter, so let's check out more of it. Vince Carter with a jumper, 83-82 now is the score. He makes another shot. Actually, that's Corey McGinnis. 88-86. Keith Van Horn ties the game with 5:50 left to go. Now we got Andre Miller for 3. That's something you always see. You see every day. And now we got Mutombo nearly losing the ball, but he eventually makes the shot. Yes, he does. 5-point game, now a 3-point game. Jason Williams to Keith Van Horn to Vince Carter for the jumper there. 93-92. About 90 seconds left to go. We got Vince Carter pulling up for 3. And the Grizzlies take a 2-point lead. Turkoglu to Larry Johnson. Makes the basket in the paint. Now we got Larry Johnson missing a shot. Mutombo with a putback. 4-point game now. Mavericks up by 4. And we got Vince Carter to Theo Ratliff to Williams. Back to Carter for 3. No good. Rebound. Mavericks. And they will win this game. Final score is something that we'll see very shortly. And that final score would end up being 103-97. 29 for Vince Carter, 25 for Turkish Larry Bird. And yeah, so fun to see Turkoglu really just go crazy. Go crazy in this sim. We got one more team left, I think. Yeah, Damon Stoudemire, Rip Hamilton, Durahim, Rasheed Wallace, Birdman, Harold Miner, Ed Gray, Batty, Phil Harrington. The Rockets, oh yeah, that's right. Brevin Knight, Desmond Mason, Glenn Rice, Elton Brand, Jason Williams with a Y, Nene, Alan Henderson, Tim Thomas, Speedy Claxton, Marco Yarich, Eddie Curry, Smoosh Parker, Kareem Rush. So let's check out these two teams, then call it a day. Got a rebound, Rockets. Rockets with a new look, new court, new everything. Except for the roster, it's mostly the same as last year, but yeah, they're a fun squad. They look like they might be making the playoffs last year, and they've faltered. I think they'll do better this year. Glenn Rice with a 3 for Houston, 4-2, and now here's a dunk by Jason Williams to make it a 6-2 game. Desmond Mason with a jumper for the Rockets. Damon Stoudemire, Mighty Mouse. So Sharif Abdul-Rahim with the slam. Jason Williams guarded by Birdman. Makes that shot. Now it's 85-67. And we got Rip Hamilton making that jumper for Portland. Williams to Desmond Mason with the pump fake and the jumper. 18-point lead for the Rockets. Wallace to Abdul-Rahim. That's a miss. Rebound, Rockets. And now here comes Houston. We got a layup there. 89-69. Rasheed Wallace to Rip Hamilton. Shot clock winding down. He makes the 3. Gotta love it. 17-point game now. Abdul-Rahim to Rip Hamilton for the jumper. You just gotta love Rip Hamilton in this sim. He a lot of fun. 99-88 is the final score there. Rockets do end up winning. That's the end of this episode. That was all 29 freaking teams. Can you believe it? Again, next episode, LeBron, Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh, Camilla Anthony. We're going to be seeing plenty of those guys in the next episode. Really getting a good full view of what they look like as rookies. So thank you very much for watching. Like this video, subscribe to the channel. We got LeBron, okay? We made it. So subscribe, please. Bye.